It's just a bittersweet symphony. It's just a bittersweet symphony. It's just a bittersweet symphony. The verb, bittersweet. It is bittersweet. What's up, guys? It's Saturday, November 16th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height, or today's Bitcoin block height right now is 870,610. Today's Bitcoin price, as of this recording, is just a little bit above 91,000. And for $1, guys, $1, you can get yourself 1,100 Satoshis. And yes, I said it. I don't know for how long. For $1. My goodness, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Satoshi Saturday. The official Satoshi Saturday. Forget what number we're on. These birdies following me around. You think I'm bringing you some food? I ain't got none. I'm broke. I'm buying all Satoshis, guys. Sorry. See you later. I'm in front of my local Winco Foods grocery store. It's a kind of like a discount grocery store. In the comment section, let me know what yours is. And I'm going to continue on a little bit from yesterday's video. If you're watching this in the playlist, I made a video on Friday on my regular channel, talking about every dollar saved is 1,000 Satoshis earned. Listen, guys, let me say this to you. If it's windy, I'm sorry, very sorry. We're coming up to a point now, man, where you're not going to be able to get 1,000 Satoshis for $1 anymore. Now, how does this work? How does the math work? Well, remember I told you a couple of weeks ago how to figure out how many Satoshis you get for $1 without even looking it up. What you do is you take the amount of Bitcoin, or the price of Bitcoin, and divide it by 1. So take 1 divided by 91,010 or whatever it is. And that's how many Satoshi you can get for $1. Say 0.0000, then 1099 or 1,100 or whatever it is. All right. When we reach $100,000 Bitcoin, okay, we will be at $1, 1,000 Satoshi parity. Now, obviously, there's going to be some fees involved with that when you buy, unless you buy on Strike or Swan. There's links below to that. I buy every hour on the hour. And it's good to have a couple of different exchanges. So go ahead and click the links. Not only no fees after the first week with Strike, but with Swan, up to $10,000 of your purchases, or $10,000 of your first purchases, are no fees at all. And they're Bitcoin only companies, and they're great. And you also get some free Bitcoin for doing it. But once we hit 100,000, and then obviously above, it'll be less than 1,000 Satoshis for $1. And people are going to be telling you and calling you lucky, and they're not going to be believing you in a few years when you told them that you bought Bitcoin under 100,000. And we're getting close, man. We're getting close to that new realm of price. And again, it's not about the Bitcoin price. I mean, it is, obviously, but it's about how many Satoshis you can get for $1. This is why I make these videos, guys. It's so important not to focus, unless you're rich, of course, not to focus on Bitcoin. If you're a guy that can pull out $91,000, then you're probably on the wrong channel. I'm talking about people like me and just us regular folks, man. Even in America, most of you guys are American, and most of you, probably 80%, 90% of you guys are younger than me. Who has $91,000 laying around? I don't know too many people that do. So as an older guy, that's again older than most of you guys, heed these words, man. Do whatever you can, as much as you can, to save as many dollars as you can. Because again, $1 saved right now today is 1,100 Satoshis earned, right? Again, I'm in front of my Winco Foods grocery store. One thing you can do is save money on your food. I know people, and you know people, and it may be you, that spend 15, 20 bucks, 25 bucks, 13 bucks, 14 bucks, or whatever. And I've done it too, okay? Still do sometimes, on one meal. One meal. Now, I had some stacking goals that I wanted to hit, and I got lazy during because everybody feels like looking back when the price goes up that you didn't stack enough or stack hard enough, because you're not stacking hard enough, by the way. You're not. This is including me. When you look back in that little channel we were in for the last 8 months, from February, late February, early March, all the way up until a week and a half ago, whatever it was, we were in the 50s, 60s range, and it was just, you know, getting 16, 17, 1800 Satoshis, whatever it was per dollar. Go back and look at my videos. And by the way, if you're new to this channel, and if you haven't bought any Bitcoin yet, don't watch this video. Go back and watch my other Satoshi Saturdays. Start from the beginning. This is kind of more of a little bit more advanced for people that already know what I'm talking about. Because again, I try to build on each video. And, you know, once you understand the power of these Satoshis in the future and what 1100 Satoshis will do for you, and what the purchasing power is going to be, you're going to be doing everything you can. You're going to be doing everything you can to save every single dollar. Not even every single dollar, every single penny. Again, I have a friend, she's buying 10 cents an hour on Strike. I buy every hour on the hour too. You can do that on Strike. You can buy every hour on the hour. And again, for the first 7 days, it's a small, I think it's a 1% fee or 0.99% fee or something like that. And then after that first week, that 8th day, you have no fees. She's buying 10 cents an hour. And right now she's getting about 110 Satoshis every hour. Now that may not seem like a lot, but in the future, that's going to be some serious purchasing power. I said this, and if you haven't watched my videos, this is a spoiler alert. I said this in my second video. Look at your Satoshis like dollars, okay? Wherever you have your Satoshis at, again, don't set it at the 0.000 thing when you're looking at it. Look at it and set it to Satoshi so you can see how many you got. And your net worth is absolutely crazy. If you have 1 million Satoshis, if you got 1 million Satoshis, you are cooking with fish grease, guys. I'm telling you that, right? And if you understand what this thing is, and again, it takes a long time to do it because a lot of you guys know my story. I came from the traditional finance background. I have a financial background. I went to school for it. And I had every traditional investment store value thing you can have, I guess. Real estate, stocks, bonds. I've had all that crap, man. Guess how much of that stuff I have now? Zero. And why did we need it? We needed it because the money was broken. Didn't even know it, by the way. I didn't even know it. And I was in it. I was in the financial realm. Traditional financial realm. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know why the dollar was dying. But what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to go to work, be an expert in your trade, and then save in the money or the energy that you get paid in. You know, you're supposed to pay your bills, and whatever's left over, just put it away. And if you got $50 put away every 2 weeks or a week or whatever, you're supposed to be able to put it under your mattress. And then in 10 years, that same $50 is supposed to, you know, buy the things it did before. But unfortunately, that's not the case. But with Satoshis, it is the case, except it goes the other way. It's not inflationary, it's deflationary. So $1,000, 1,000 Satoshis, today will get you the same purchase power today as $1. 1,100 Satoshis get you $1 purchasing power. What can you buy with $1 today? Not too much. Maybe a third of a tank of a gas, depending on where you're at, or a fourth of a tank, depending on where you're at in the country. Maybe some candy. There's really nothing on the dollar menu anymore, so there's not a lot. And that's 1,100 Satoshis. Now let me ask you this. What do you think 1,100 Satoshis in 10 years will get you in purchasing power? And again, you'll be able to spend it in 10 years. You'll be a fool to do it. And we'll talk about more of that in the videos. This is store of value. You don't have to spend it. You can just literally borrow against it because you have the hardest, most pristine asset set on the planet with your Satoshis, whether you know that or not. What do you think 1,100 will buy you? I'll put it to you this way. It'll give you and buy you a lot more than a quarter of a third of a tank of a gas. Let me just tell you that. So what do we need to do? We need to focus on Satoshis. Period. End of story. You need to do whatever you can to cut your costs. Now, the number one thing to do is obviously make more money, and that's cool. But I have that 80-20 rule I told you about a few weeks ago, that my time and my energy when I work and play, and my investing, my money, whether it's bills and investing, not investing, but saving into Bitcoin and stuff like that, 80% goes into that. And then my disposable income goes to Bitcoin. The other 20% goes to having fun and then my time is 80% work and 20% fun. You need to figure out what your ratio is, number one, and number two, how you're going to make more money, earn more, spend less, and put the rest into Satoshis. And this is one of the major things that I do. I always used to teach people when I used to be in traditional finance that you can't save your way to be rich. That's bullshit. You can now. In traditional finance, you can't. But now you can, because we're getting the most pristine asset in the world for fractions of pennies and pennies and pennies on the dollars. Fractions. And I'm telling you that. And when I look at the price, and it's all relative, of course. When I look at the price of Satoshis versus what it was a few weeks ago, I get sad. But then I think about the people that are going to be coming in when it hits $1 million per coin, because that's when people I think really going to hit it. 100,000 is a milestone, but I'm talking about major worldwide global adoption. I think the key number is $1 million for obvious reasons. 1 million Satoshis will get you $100 or 100 Satoshis per dollar. Okay, and let's just say the world is not ready, and people are going to be telling you and calling you lucky. They're going to be jealous and envious of you in the future if you're doing what I'm telling you to do, and that's literally be a penny pincher. Be a penny pincher. I'm getting ready to go in here in this Winco, and I'm going to buy 4 chicken wraps, which I really like. They're really good. They're $3.50 a piece, right? So that's what, 14 bucks. So I'll eat those. It'll take me 3 to 4 days to eat those, right? I got some chips at home that I buy a big family bag of it so I can get more for less dollars. And then I break them all up. And then I'll drink a half a soda and something like that I told you before. And that's pretty much it. And my cost per meal is less than $5, man. Maybe about $5, if that. I don't know. And I'm full. You know what I mean? So you need to figure out how to buy in bulk. Like if you eat steak, because I eat a lot of steak. I buy chuck roast steak here too. Chuck roast is if you like steak, that's a cheap code. Again, I'm not buying ribeye right now. I haven't got my hair cut in a week. I usually get it once a week. I'm not doing that right now. I probably get it once every 2 weeks now, maybe once a month. Who knows? Because again, my full-on haircut, if I get a full haircut, everything, beard and all that stuff, costs me $40, and I tip them $10. So that's $50. Do 50 times 1,100. That's how many Satoshis is going to cost me in the future. And again, we have to spend now in today's dirty fiat game. We have to. But if you're thinking about the future, you got to think of it like this. Think about every single dollar that you're spending and turn them into 1,100 Satoshis every time you think about buying something. And I'm telling you, when you do that, it just flips the whole world on its side and say, well, wait a minute. If this thing is $10, is it worth, what's the math on that? 11,000 Satoshis, I think. Is that worth 11,000 Satoshis, this thing? You got to do your own math on that. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen, when this hits 100,000, again, you're gonna have to kiss the $1, 1,000 Satoshi buys goodbye. You're just gonna have to kiss them goodbye. But while you can, and it's not gonna be much longer, man, you gotta stack your ass off, because before we were in the 50s and 60s in the range. That's over. I don't think we're going back. Again, I could be wrong, but if I had to guess, I'd give it a more than 80% chance we're not going back to the 60,000s, especially with Trump in office and him coming in 60-something days and starting that strategic Bitcoin reserve treasury and these nation states buying. I think it's going to go up quicker than it's going to go down. I just really believe that. And if you believe that, what are you going to do to change your spending habits? What are you going to do, when you're seeing those dollars? Sign up with the Bitcoin exchanges that I talked about below. Get yourself some free Bitcoin. You don't have to use my links if you don't want to, but make sure you get Bitcoin, because Bitcoin exchange, I heard River's pretty good. I don't use them, but again, I use Strike, I use Swan, and I use Bitcoin Well, and you'll get some free Bitcoin for signing up. But I'm telling you guys, man, I'm telling you, the world is getting ready to change, and when we get to 1 million per coin, and you're only getting 100 Satoshis for $1, you're going to be looking at these times and wishing that you bought more. You just are. I'm doing it now, and it's only 90 something versus the 60 something. I'm regretting that. And you know what the great Jim Rohn always says? Was it Jim Rohn or Brian Tracy? I believe it was Brian Tracy. He says, self-discipline weighs ounces. Doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. It hurts. It weighs ounces. That pain, but that pain and regret, it weighs tons, man. It weighs tons. So don't be regretful. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. And when Bitcoin is in the millions of dollars per coin, and everybody else is working for it, you've already been stacking it. And like I say, after every Satoshi Saturday, at the end of it, I'm going to say it once, and hopefully it means something even more to you than it did in the previous weeks. I say this once, and I say it 1,000 times, guys. And please heed these words. Please, guys. Stack Satoshis today. So you and your family don't have to work for those exact same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.